Yeah, merry meet. Baldwin here again, and this is part 2 to my Wiccan Correspondence video. So, in my last video I went over the tools, directions, and the elements associated with those. And in this one I'll be going more into depth in regards to the universal process as it is associated with those correspondences. So, if you remember, the East is associated with air, the athame, new ideas, beginnings, thought, mentality, those kinds of things. So, there it is, the athame. Now, in Wiccan thought, the athame, as I've said, is associated with things that it is. And so, in the universe, everything begins with the possibility of it to begin. Nothing can happen that's impossible. Simple enough. So, from a human or animal perspective, things that we do stem from the possibility, urge, need, or desire for it to be done, to occur, to happen. This is the athame. Next is the actual carrying out and doing of that thought, need, urge, or possibility through the wand in Wiccan symbology. Once and only once it has been thought of or has been made possible can it be done. And so, at that point, it is done. Some people consider this the climax of the universal process, while others would disagree. Now, the wand is associated with this because the wand is associated with direction and manifestation and action, doing, and so on and so forth. So, there you have it. Possibility, action. Also, importantly to note, in Wiccan Correspondence, when it comes to process, doing something, we go clockwise, starting in the east. East, then south, then west, then north. When banishing, devoking, non-action, the opposite of action, basically, we would go the opposite direction, starting in the north. North, west, south, east. When you go clockwise in a processive manner, it's called Jezza. When you go counterclockwise, it is called Chwahel, or Chwahel, or sometimes Widdershins. When starting a circle, when casting a circle, we go clockwise. When banishing a circle, we go counterclockwise. So, Jezza, and then Widdershins, or Chwahel. So, the possibility of something happening, the idea, urge, need for it, the doing of it, manifestation, action, carrying out of something, fire, the wand. That's the next step. Now, step after that, if you remember what is associated with west, it is the chalice, water. So after you do something, what do? You remember it. You reflect on it. You internalize it. You see what could have been done better, what was done poorly, what was done well. And that's what water is all about. Water is very receptive. And this was actually proven by a Japanese doctor. There's a book, I can't remember the name of the doctor, but I'm pretty sure there's some videos on YouTube about it. I think it's called Messages in Water or something, but it was a doctor who had taken a sample of water from a fountain in a monastery that had been chanted over by a bunch of monks for a bunch of years, and he cut a thin slice, he froze it, and then cut a thin slice of it, and put it under a microscope and looked at it, and noticed the very, very beautiful, crystalline, harmonized formations made in the ice. And so then he proceeded to experiment. He took some water, put it in front of some people, and got them to shout insults at each other for a certain amount of time over this water. And then he got the same people stand around another cup of water and give each other compliments for a certain amount of time. And he did this over and over and over again through the scientific method. And he froze the samples of water and looked at them under microscopes and noticed that under the very positive, in the water that was under very positive circumstances, there were very beautiful crystalline formations. Yet in the water that was under the negative, insulting circumstances, the crystalline formations of it were very chaotic and just asymmetrical and very non-put together. And so in this way, he proved that water does have some sort of emotional receptivity, which perfectly corresponds to Wiccan thought. That's what water's all about. Realizing, remembering, seeing something for what it really is. And so from there, from seeing your action for what it really was, reflecting on your action, from seeing what you can do better about it, comes Earth. And my big-ass stone. Earth is all about integrating what you have seen from the water. You've had the urge, desire, or potential for something to happen, done it, you've reflected on it, and now you integrate your reflection. You take your reflection and you mix it into your life so that you can start a new cycle in a more wise and informed manner. This is the cycle of the universe in the perspective of a Wiccan. And it is believed that the universe started from a strong desire, strong potential. And then, after desiring, potentiating for such a long amount of time, just desiring, thinking, visualizing, imagining, bam, there went the universe into existence. But Spirit was still not present in it, and it wanted to be in it. And so, it reflected, thought, how, And so, saw how, by lowering itself, lowered itself into it. And through lowering itself, that was the integration. It wondered how, it knew how, it did it. And then it did that process over and over and over and over again. Repeated itself, as it still is today, potentiating, doing, reflecting, and integrating. So finally, here we are. So, thus concludes my correspondence video. I hope it was useful and gave you something to think about. Try to notice the universal process every day in the most mundane actions. You'll find it, I promise. May you blessed be. Feel free to comment.